early game, because even after Wubbin took those early deaths, it didn't really make too much of an impact. Like we pointed out, he had actually a 2-level lead at one point over Jeff, so it wasn't necessarily those caught out of positionings as much as it was they never really fought as a unit in comparison to Luminosity. Luminosity kept finding the picks, whether it was onto Skeleton or Wubbin, and because of that, Noble's game plan had to just be constantly shifted around, put too much pressure onto Walrus on the Osiris to try and be the ultimate stopping mechanic there for Noble. And that's just a lot for one player to try and handle.
Yeah, I didn't like the hell. I just didn't like the hell on the side of Noble. They got a little bit out of it, but I thought they lost a lot more. Wubbin, I would like to see him on a more traditional Guardian in the support role, something tankier, and I think that might bode well for them. I did like the Walrus and I did like the Sheikah, so maybe stick to those two characters, the Osiris and the Raijin. But it's going to be the hell a second time. We'll see if it works a little bit better this time. Next to the Cucullin.
I think Luminosity have a different kind of strat that they want to run here as well, though. That Camazotz is going to be pretty potent against a Hell, having so much chase potential. It's really difficult to get away. He has a ton of burst damage off of his second ability, and as soon as he goes up into that bat out of Hell, I don't see how a Hell can really run away from it. Sobek as well, just going to make life incredibly difficult.
It's going to be a little bit rough. Yesterday we saw, who did we see let Artio go through? It was the Fafnir play. And basically what I'm saying is that sometimes these characters seem so strong that teams take the opportunity to learn how to play against them. And looking at this draft from LG, they've practiced playing against Hell. They know what she's going to bring, and they're going forward with it. Camazotz with the dive, like you said. Sobek with displacement and anti-heal as well. And Barris is going to play Ho Yi. The Raijin we do get to see a second time. Love it. Soul ban and the Circuit ban from LG.
This could potentially be a Cucullin in the jungle role for Skeleton. He has played Warriors from time to time in the jungle role, so if we keep that in mind, it would also provide a decent bit of pressure alongside of the Raijin, who already has heavy clear early on. I really like the Hu Yi Sobek combination. That is just one of those, you can't really go wrong with the pluck into the ricochet. And Barra's been doing a standout performance on this Hu Yi already. Yeah,
the whole LG squad, Barra and Jeff have looked really strong all of 2017, and I think the rest of the squad has been lifted up with the pickup of Aquarius here. Jingwei, their hunt of choice for Wowie. And Osiris will be taken by LG. We'll get to see Aquarius on that character. And the Morrigan. Ooh, Baskin bringing out the Morrigan. That's a very interesting character. It's a very scary character to have two Camazotz in the sky.
What if it's Morrigan ADC, though?
Oh, stop.
There's been a couple of hunters that like to mess around with that from time to time. And with Erlong Shen being locked in, I think that might be Erlong in the solo lane role, just because it's a favored pick and it's a favored matchup against an Osiris, especially because they can go toe-to-toe with the auto attacks. But it's really 50-50 whether Cucullin and Erlong 10, but whichever decides to go jungle solo there.
Well, we'll see who's feeling what here as we get into game. They teased us. We almost got to see who was playing. We'll take a look in just a moment. I don't see Barra playing the Morrigan.
Yeah, see, you never really know what to expect with that, though. It could potentially be Barracuda playing that Morrigan, but it's not going to be the case. I only say that because Wowie has done it a few times where he's actually played.
Wowie is not Barracuda.
But it's still there. The opportunity is there.
I view Barracuda as such a traditional hunter. I don't even like seeing Barra play Kronos or Freya. I just want him I just want to see him play the normal hunters. See, even the computer thinks it's weird, Barracuda playing anything but a normal hunter. So just go with it. Stay on the Ho Yi. Let Baskin do the weird boy stuff on that Morrigan in the mid lane. Let's talk about the application of this character. Immediately, I look at the Camazotz, and the double dive composition is just scary.
Everybody loves a double Camazotz comp, especially against a Hell. Wubbin's going to have a very fun time trying to run around the map, and so hopefully he doesn't look to farm anything on his own. I don't think that he'll be able to, more importantly, especially not once level 5 hits for everybody on the map. I'm really excited for this Jingwei, though, on Wowie. A little bit more hyper carry based. And in that previous game, for instance, I feel as though if Wowie had been a god such as Jingwei, they might have had a better opportunity at coming back during those base sieges.
You know, you say that, but I think the Cupid ultimates out of Wowie were so important to what allowed Noble to stay in the game for so long. That was a 40-minute match. I think it ends at 30 if we don't see those ultimates.
Cripples are great, but not if there's nobody on your team with enough damage to take them out just yet. And there were a couple of instances where Sheikah has a ton of damage, but just not quite enough to get the final
lockdown. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I still really value Wowie's. Wowie's just. People talk about him being a fantastic mechanical hunter, and he totally is. But it's the decision making that gets me out of Wowie. Look at this decision. Barracuda and Jeff Hindler wrapping around the back end, finding the pluck on Wubbin. Barracuda looks for the 1 and then finds the 3. 1-3 combo out of Barracuda. Ricochet into the jump, and that takes down the support. Hell, nice and early. 1:30 on the clock, and 1 kill in the column.
This time it's a little bit more problematic for Wowie in that duo lane. Last time when Wubbin died, he wasn't the first blood, which is important to keep in mind, because first blood to the enemy hunter means 400 gold, means he gets boots before you. Rough stuff.
That's what you get. Like, that's just a And that, again, is... so this time it's interesting, because I think a lot of I brought attention to Wubbin falling down because of sort of his positioning mistakes, thinking he was a regular Guardian. Now, that wasn't a mistake, what Wubbin does. That's Luminosity taking advantage of the lack of a tanky starter, right? It's hell. She doesn't have the movement options or the tanky options that a lot of the Guardians would have. So that one is less Wubbin's mistake and more Luminosity just taking advantage of that hell support. Again, if you're going to play these squishy supports, you're going to have to change things about your not just your draft, but also your mindset. And we haven't seen that just yet out of Noble.
Jingwei Hell has a lot of clear, and because they had the out clear to the lane, they felt as though they had enough time to secure those oracles. But typically with another high-pressure ADC such as Hu Yi, you have enough time to go over and contest, even though they weren't successful, because I do believe Noble actually did manage locking down those oracles. But at the price of first blood to the enemy hunter, usually not worth it that early on.
It's the price of progress. Nice knock up from Wowie, keeping Barracuda out of the 100%. Oh, a bad pluck out of Jeff Hindler. Pluck attempt, I'll say. Misses that one, but not too much of a punish. And that's kind of the nice thing about having, about going up against the Hell as a Sobek or one of these aggressive supports is you're just not going to get punished too hard for missing your stuff in the early game.
Jeff also wouldn't have really gotten anything out of that, even if the pluck had connected, just because of the Jingwei's dash. Her third ability allows her to run away off those knockouts. Walrus, however, trying to go in onto Aquarius, transforming. Tremble is off onto him, and he's going to die underneath his own tower.
Wonderful play by Skeleton as well, using the taunt to bring him in. Mask able to answer back, taking down Walrus. But Aquarius just falls down. That was a heads-up play by Wally and Skeleton. I don't think a lot of people would have identified how killable he was there, but with the combination of the transform out of Walrus's Kukulkan, and perhaps more importantly the taunt out of Skeleton's ultimate as well, the knockup locks down Aquarius right in front of the tower, and he's dead for kill number 1.
Osiris can feel unstoppable around the 7-minute plus mark, but early game, it's all free if you want to look for the gank commit, and that's exactly what Skeleton and Walrus had in mind. And I like that they didn't hesitate. That's the important part. 3 sprints as well for Noble this time around.
I mean, they're looking to get out of they're looking to get away from the Osiris specifically, right? I mean, he's the slow man in charge, but of course you also have Hu Yi bringing down the Suns. That's going to be problematic as well. And Baskin can do whatever he wants. So having the sprint on I always think about sprint on the defensive side, but it's also a very aggressive relic as well.
Having a sprint, especially an upgraded sprint for that Jingwei, is going to be pretty scary. Even the Erlong, because Skeleton running Erlong in the jungle means that he already has a Fatalis effect off of his Mink from the 72 transformations. I can only imagine what's going to happen when that's extended because of a sprint upgrade.
And he can use the shield. Walrus in trouble here. I don't think he's going to make a flash play this time. Dodges away from the bat. And here comes the rest of the rest of Noble, however. And that'll chase Mask away. Walrus doesn't have to make the flashy play if he has Skeleton, Sheikah, and Wubbin there to help him out.
Still a mild win for Mask, however, because Wubbin did use his sprint, which means if Wubbin decides to go farm out the duo lane, might be some extra pressure applied by Luminosity trying to shut out the hell early again.
Yeah, not bad. Mask trading his ultimate for that one. Barracuda heading home for the first time. His gloves are picked up on the Jingwei. She'll fly back to lane, and so will Barracuda. So nice even keel for our two hunters.
Other than the fact that Barrow was able to start up his T1 boots, but not really too much of an advantage there. The main advantage in this lane is that Barracuda opted for the Bluestone as opposed to Jingwei, who goes for the typical Death's Toll, being a little bit more auto-attack based. Barrow just wanted that extra power early on, and it paid off considering he was able to acquire First Blood because of it.
Yeah, big stuff coming out from LG's longtime hunter. This team is basically, the Baron Jeff Hindla team has existed since forever, it seems. I mean, literally forever as far as SPL is concerned. Season 1, Season 0, these guys have been playing together. They've certainly brought their team to what I think is another high point for them this time around.
It's just their experience. They know exactly what they can get away with, where they can press their advantages, and having that sort of knowledge to help assist new coming members such as Aquarius and even Mask to a certain extent and Baskin as well. Like they're really taking them under their wing.
I mean, that's what we saw it with Baskin, we saw it with Mask, we saw it to a certain extent with Scary D, and then he went on to other places. We've seen it with many players. Aquarius is just going to be another one to sort of join these ranks. Aquarius, interesting to note, out of all those players, I think Aquarius came in the most refined. Perhaps left side, though. Skillon trying to refine some of his own. Mask in the air, but there's Shaker's big damage, taking down Jeff Hindla very low, but it's Skeely that gets brought down to 0. Wubbin just not able to do what he wanted to do. And it's rough.
Just 2 bats running around, but Skeleton speed buff is going to be the next casualty for Noble. Mask more than happy to strip that buff away from their jungle.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Wubbin. He did everything he was supposed to do, and it just came up short. That's again, you know, I hate to bring up the comparison, so maybe I'll just ask you about it this time. Is there a lot missing with this health support? Do you find yourself wishing that Noble had a Guardian?
I don't feel that was an issue with health support as much as it was an issue with Skeely underestimating the damage output from a fully charged Sobek ult on top of Baskin having the ability to transform from Morrigan's ult into a secondary Camazotz. He kind of just ate all of that damage to the face, and when you're Erlang Shen, you have that heal off of your ultimate as well, but after it popped, he still just didn't have enough tankiness early on in order to survive that. I
find myself, especially in these early and the really late team fights, if there was just a taunt, if there was just a Geb shield, if there was just a Ymir freeze or wall, not that anybody actually plays Ymir, but you know what I'm getting at. If there was just some sort of crowd control, because that's really what you're losing when you go the way of the health support, which is why I love the selection of the rest of the squad. Shaker plays a character that, although it has to be the ultimate, does have some sort of CC. Skeely, although it's the ultimate, does have some sort of CC next to the knockup. I think it's very important that you pair the health support with characters that have more reliable CC, but even then, that team fight, I think, might have gone differently had there been some peel.
Potentially. I still feel as though it might be too soon to say whether or not that's what's missing from Noble right now, but I do know for a fact that ward coverage is in favor, all for Luminosity. Jump already expended from Wowie, so he's going to be forced up into his ultimate to get away.
And Shaker goes in his ultimate looking for Basket. He misses all 4 shots, but he finds the last one. My bad, and Wubbin takes it down. Nice play out of Jeff to take down Wubbin after his kill, but Mask forced into the ultimate. Nice play coming out from Noble, looking for the counterbite. I liked it.
Support for mid is always going to go in the whoever killed the mid laner's favor, and that's going to be Noble for sure. And that was actually Wubbin's bounty to pick up. Yeah,
I liked that play coming out from Wubbin under a little bit of stress, but understanding that he also deals damage, right? I mean, with this build, looking at the Lotus Crown, there is power on the Lotus Crown, and so he's able to go ahead and shoot that magic missile and finish off what Sheikah could unfortunately not hit. He missed 3 out of the 4 shots. Then finally finds it, and then, you know, oh, well, here, I'll help you out, too. Wubben just nails the shot.
That ultimate launch is surprisingly slow.
Yeah, it does. That's
and
fair.
you can tell that Sheikah had the mentality where he's just like,
smashing
let's go faster. And it just was not happening for him. But with that in mind, I'm sure that we're going to see a little bit more patience. I think in that particular scenario, Sheikah was trying to lock down that kill as quickly as possible, knowing that there were 3 other members from Luminosity hanging around that section. Just unfortunately, it didn't pan out.
Well, Noble get a kill. That's good. That's very important. Already behind, almost 2K, a little bit less than that. Barracuda bring the Gold Fury down to half by himself. The rest of Noble gonna show up. Jeff Hitler goes in for a pluck. There's the ultimate on Sheikah. One more time. Huge impact this time around. Offensive teleport. And Wubben again seals the deal. Now the hell looks a little bit stronger. Wowie in trouble. The dive 1, 2, and Baskin gets credit for it as he transforms. Double kill for the mid laner. Served up by Jeff. Right to the hands of Aquarius. And that's Baskin with the triple kill. Finally put down. Skeleton taking care of that guy. What a thorn in the side of Noble. Baskin with 3 kills all by himself. And Mask falls down as well. So a 3 for 2.
To me, that was all Jeff. These Sobek ultimates have been on point in just completely destroying Noble. Sheikah, sure, you're able to find the kill, but he knew as soon as he teleported over, oh man, there's a crocodile right underneath me.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nasty stuff out of Luminosity. The whole squad, I sort of alluded to it, but Jeff also, we've seen Barracuda kind of step up, but Jeff's really stepped up as well. And important timing. I think that right now, support is at its most important and in the history of SMITE, going back to maybe Season 1, when the Hog was the kill secure and the objectives. I think this season, Season 4, is perhaps the most important supports have been to a team since then.
It's really critical for supports right now, because if your support isn't making the rotations whenever necessary or leeching too much farm off of a wave or a lane, then everybody just gets put behind.
It's a very delicate balancing act, understanding where you have to go. Supports are very important these days. We see Jeff absolutely doing it. 3 stacks on the Urchin, so he'll be a little bit tanky. But looking strong so far on the Sobek.
And no surprises from Mask opting to build into that Brawler's Beatstick second item immediately after the Warrior Tabai, doing everything he can to keep Wubben locked down. Barracuda actually caught out in a little bit of trouble against Skeleton, expending his ultimate, but no follow-up damage quite yet from Wowie, or at least not enough to take out Barracuda.
Nice, again, just body blocks from Jeff. Very simple stuff. I don't want to over-celebrate the guy, but you know, the small things add up. Noble now looking to invade the jungle, which is really what they were after, more so than the kill on the left side. Looking for the jungle. Skeleton going all the way to Barracuda. Well, here comes Baskin with a 3-man stun. Sheikah dashes away. Mask takes to the sky. Wowie barely alive, and Baskin one more hit. Jumps on top. That's how he does it. Mask takes down Sheikah on the back end. And now the Gold Fury wide open for the guys on Luminosity with 2 players down for 30+ seconds.
3 members in a straight line, and a Stealth and Morrigan right around the corner means all in favor for Luminosity. Mask cleaning up Wubben. Just another casualty from this circumstance. Meanwhile, you've got Walrus and Aquarius just slapboxing each other in the solo lane side. There's really nothing that can be done or said differently in that team fight. Just incredibly well executed by Baskin.
Mask gets pinned down. There's a slow from Aquarius. Jumped on top is going to be Aqua as well. Diving the tower. Not looking to go for it, but Mask, Aquarius trusting his jungler. Mask 4-1-4. For the jungler. What a performance this afternoon from Mask. 11 kills in total, and he's been a part of 8 of them. We're only 15 minutes in, not even.
That counterplay between Mask and Aquarius, where they just bounced off of each other so well right there. Skeleton gets a little bit of a shield because of his 72 transformation in the turtle form. Aquarius commits enough to the tower to where he can burn out that health pool from Skeleton. That way, Mask can clean it up with his second ability.
And that, again, you know, just going back to, it was very important for Luminosity that they get a solo in that plays well with Mask. They tried a number of different players, And some of which that you might sit there and go, oh, wow, you know, he's a better guy than Aquarius. He's a better player than Aquarius. But being able to play and have that interconnectivity when it comes down to the solo and jungle position specifically, so very important. And we're seeing exactly why. Again, man, I am very impressed with Aquarius. I've always been impressed with Aquarius's individual ability, but his ability to stick with this team and sort of learn what we're seeing here, very impressive.
Agreed. And Barracuda actually in game number 2 not opting to rush that Brawlers right away. Last time we saw him building it in the 3rd item slot. This time he's going for the Executioner, and what appears to be a potential chin size is what I would probably expect, which makes sense considering that he's against the Kakolin and the Erlang Shen.
Maybe the idea is just kill him before he's able to heal, right? I mean, no healing when you're dead. So Wubbin has to be a little bit more careful. I like to see him building tanky here. His next item going to be a dedicated tank item. Chain damage out of Sheikah, bringing mass down to about 60%. Nice stuff.
Sheikah, not as much damage output this time round, but that's also partially due to the fact that Noble hasn't really found a very favorable matchup in the team fights that have broken out, where they've gotten a pick or two and it's looked like it's going to be great, and then Baskin just wipes house.
Sobek's also been climbing the damage charts himself. Big ultimates, as you've mentioned. Skieldon now in trouble. Half HP stunned out. Body blocked as well. Uses the taunt. Doesn't get the heal. Mask making a big name for himself again today. Portal Demon started by LG, Aquarius, and Jeff Hindla zoning on the left side. Basket looking to zone out Walrus, who immunes the stun with a well-timed ultimate. 2 players on top of the healer, while the rest of everybody else on LG deals with Walrus. Mask blinks forward, looking for Wowie, tosses one. Basket gets credit, but Mask gonna be caught by Walrus. Explosion Man! And the bat falls down. Wally now looking towards the enemy solo laner, while Barracuda takes out Sheikah on the left-hand side.
Even though Walrus was able to lock down that kill onto Baskin, it meant that Sheikah was all by himself. Nobody was paying him much mind when they were all chasing after Wowie, but the second that Wowie gets out, you remember that Origen's hanging around that corner all by himself.
Baskin again stealthed out, letting his team finish the objective, daring Noble to come and try to tussle. Aquarius deals with Walrus, uses the Thorns as well, worth noting that he has picked up that active relic, excuse me. And we'll see how everybody sort of works out. 17.5 here, 14-5. Luminosity on the good side of that one. Also 45,000 gold in juxtaposition to Noble's 40K, 5,500 in the lead. Things looking pretty good for Luminosity Gaming.
This game's starting to take a similar pathing to the previous one, where things are all but even at the start, and then Luminosity just slowly but surely start acquiring more and more of a lead.
Noble were able to hang on a little bit longer. Remember, it was 21 minutes, tie game, and then things start falling around 25. Here, Luminosity taking the lead a little bit earlier, Taco. What's the bigger difference? Why is Luminosity able to get off to a quicker start here?
It's just been Baskin and Mask absolutely running rampant on these Camazot's ultimates, dealing so much damage that nobody from Noble that they prioritize targeting is ever really able to escape, because even if you don't die, you're still technically dead if you have to back out of the fight.
It's that TKO that Tully likes to reference, right? Where, yeah, your life bar didn't reach 0, but you're still back in the base. You're still taking 15 seconds to walk up the lane. You're not in that fight. And it's troublesome. Gold Fury respawning. Skeely and Wowie here on the left side of the map, but Barrett and Jeff looking for Skeely. Nice ricochet. There's a knockup as well. Skeely taunts. Will he get in time for the heal? The toss is good. The heal won't reach it. Barracuda with the hit. Nice play again, just identifying players left out. And Baskin off camera takes down Sheikah in the middle lane.
That is no way can Noble contest this goal here, with Baskin finding that kill onto Sheikah. Baskin is a 7-2-5 Morgan, level 16. Sheikah is trailing behind at level 14. It's so difficult to really just get away. Wubbin, same story can be said.
Right on top, Mass takes down Wubbin. Tier 1 tower gonna crumble like cookies. And Walrus here pushing one forward, trying to do everything he can. These two players, oh, what a snapshot here. Walrus and Wowie versus an entire team. I think that says it all.
I'm not sure this is going to fare out very well for Noble. Wowie and Walrus aren't dead just yet. Mass, though, same can't be said. but he's going to be able to retreat thanks to Aquarius being his personal bodyguard, ensuring that Walrus isn't going to put up the chase against this Kama.
Barra walking backwards, beep, beep. Not really a safe thing to do with two players sort of rush you, but Barracuda 3-0 and 18. Or excuse me, 3-0 and 4, level 18.
The more difficult part here for Skilodon to keep in mind is that he's not getting as much benefit out of his ultimate aside from the taunt that he used to because of the fact that there's brawlers online for Luminosity, and that's really their only anti-heal item is that brawlers, but it's enough to prevent Wubbin or Skilodon from doing anything just because it's been Mask going in every time.
Yeah, it's been the combination. You said it before. Mask in here, the jungle and the mid, just very scary stuff. I'm really proud of that one. like Brangelina, you know.
I don't know about that one,
but
I do know that Skilodon's trying to run away with his life right now from Luminosity, putting a little bit of pressure into that mid lane. Won't be much longer here until we see them look to siege this Fire Giant.
What do you think, Barra Hindla? Is that how that one works out?
It's the sex tank.
Yeah, but that's so... I'm not into that one. Fire Giant started here by one half of the duo lane. Jeff going to play a little bit of zone. Half HP already on the objective. Barra and Mass just going to town on this one. Don't even need help from the squad. The damage good enough from the Hunter and the Jungler. And down it goes. Fire Giant take it out. Heads up left side. Skilly Wowie. Pushing, pushing, pushing.
I prefer this play from Noble than I do them trying to contest the Fire Giant. Normally, I'm all right with teams contesting a Fire Giant if they're this far behind.
Well, they're going to pay.
No, they're already back in. They don't want to risk anything.
The Gold Fury, though, the Sheikah. Oh, never mind.
Baskin stole it away, though. Those oracles.
Yeah, it was oracles. I'm with. I thought that was a Gold Fury play. Wow, we're going to trade his life out here for the Tier 1 tower. Who gets the last hit is the question.
Jeff.
It's Jeff.
They gave it to Jeff.
Barra and Baskin just, you can't go anywhere. Jeff comes in. You know what? I know these guys pretty well. Barra and Baskin are sitting there having a joke, and Jeff Hindley goes, you know what? Fine, guys, I'll do it. He just comes in, hits him with the sickening strike.
Nobody wants to be the bad guy there.
Jeff does.
Jeff
has been the nice guy.
No, but Jeff is Canadian. He's the nicest guy ever.
Jeff is not Canadian. He's from Long Island, New York.
No, he's Canadian.
No, he's from Long Island, New York. I've been there. He's not Canadian. Least favorite SPL joke. Worse.
It's not a joke because it's true.
Worse than Rat No Boots.
No, because it's actually real life.
It's not. Real life right now is Mask leading the charge. Nice shot from Sheikah, punishing the bad positioning. Now Jeff Hindla going to lead the way. Misses the pluck. Finds a knockup on a Wubbin. Sheikah, damage onto the Hindla. Half HP already on the Sobek. Walrus, however, finds a big knockup, but there's just not enough follow-up from Noble. Keeps everybody off of the Phoenix, which is the intent, however. Ultimate out of Sheikah. And that's going to bring Barracuda close. But again, no follow-up.
Just trying to taunt Barracuda into the rest of that Noble squad, but those autos from Barra were completely chunking away at Walrus's health. He couldn't even really pursue much further than that. Still, strong hold off by Noble.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to defend under your Tier 1 or Tier 2 towers at this point. You really just look at to defend the Phoenixes, and Noble do exactly that. Very impressive stuff, forcing Luminosity to go for the portal demon.
In this particular case, Noble might just be better off continuing to forfeit the Fire Giant and looking to farm up where they can and defending their remaining Phoenixes. If all of 5 members can manage to stay alive against the initial sieging moments, and Barra, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Those autos are just tearing away as soon as that Mark of the Crow goes down.
He got the triple bounce. That was fun. Now, the triple bounce didn't do the damage, but it looked good.
It always looks good. That's the point.
Yeah, okay.
It's always planned, too. I can assure you that
100%.
So, but either way, all of this in mind, Luminosity, again, grouping up, didn't have much success with that left-hand Phoenix Siege. Now going to take their chances in the mid lane against Noble, and with only, well, actually, all their ultimates are back up and running.
Yep, everybody's ready. Left side, Baskin. Keep in mind, he is a little bit of an assassin with that invisibility coming in from the flank. Not invisible just yet, just looking for damage onto Wowie. There's a pluck, but that one's going to be off the mark, and Mask on the back end, taking care of Sheikah. One more shot, and down he goes. Wubbin in a similar position, but we've seen him escape so many times. Not this time, as Aquarius wraps around the right side of the wall, taking down the support.
And it's not going to be much longer for Walrus here either in the mid lane, trying to juke around Barracuda and Jeff, but unable to do so as his life is taken as well. Same can be said for the Titan. This time around, it is Skilodon left to defend, but not just against Aquarius, against the entirety of Luminosity. And that's going to be a 2-0 for the LG squad.
23 to